behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention as we are now here with Smoking Tires Cups Racing Series Cup Series, back with us now for the very first time on a track we've never showcased before. It is New Hampshire Motor Speedway for tonight's action and showcase of the Fight Lymphoma 200. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and tonight this is probably one of the most emotional races I think I've been a part of and I've had to work with in quite some time, and this one means a lot for the drivers here, obviously, for the Fight Lymphoma 200. This is one of the marquee events here that they have been working towards all season long and working toward way in. And this one meant a lot to them that they called us up and wanted to make sure we could call the action. So we are going to do just that as we talk about the Smoking Tires Fight Lymphoma 200 here up on the show. Here is how our track tech talk looks for the evening. This is an oval style track, obviously, very cylinder-like in shape, but very unique in its presentation and stability. You'll see a lot of hard racing in those corners. I'm going to tell you more about the track here in a little bit, but the main thing I'm going to tell you right now is this track is got two names to it: tight, tight, and tight. There are no gimmies around here. It's very, very similar, in my opinion, to how it was at Martinsville, with the runs coming quick and hard, and some even harder to miss and easy to mess up on. You'll see more about that here later as we get into the show. For now, though, right now, final laps of qualifying are coming away here right now for the Fight Lymphoma 200. As you see, here's our qualifying times for the drivers here at the moment, and everyone's situated through. This is how things are playing out. We've currently got our eye on the number 21 here, which is Frankie Barrasso. He is currently the number 1 qualifier, and as they finished up that right here, it appears that he will stay the number 1 qualifier. So let's take it down for the Fight Lymphoma 200 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Here's how they get to this spot. On the start, car number 21, it's Frankie Barrasso, and he'll start on the front row. It is outside. It's Adam Ball on the 19. Row number 2, we're going to see car number 6, Nathan Finnegan, is outside the 2 of Brian Toole. Row 3, it's Reese Kelva, and car number 4 is outside. It'll be the 10 of Steven Stuck. Row 4, it's Matthew Fleming in the 8, is outside. The 16 of Michael Jennings. Row 5, Kevin Fetty in the 94, is outside. It's the 06 of Justin Bessonette. Row 6, Latham Joyner in the 3, is outside. Robert Bluen in the 15. Row 7, we're going to see there Brock Hersey in the 48, is outside. The 88 of Jaden Conster. Row 8, it's Ryan Williams, and the 9 is outside. The 42 of Derek Daly. Row 9, the 13 of Michael Lamphere, and is outside. The 78 of Matt Jester. Row number 10, it's Patrick Hasty in the 24, it is outside. The 33 of Paul Ferdinandi. Row 11, 25 of Chad Hadlevig, and is outside. Ryan Patty in the 30, final starter, the number 7, Brian White. Your field is set and pace ready to go. The drivers are ready. The field is ready. This is, without a doubt, one of the biggest races for these drivers to compete in all season long. Get a look at them right now as we take it down to the drivers' lineup for our starting grid of the Smoking Tires Racing Series here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Fight Lymphoma 200. Get a good look at all these designs, all these awesome looking paint schemes. We'll talk more about the drivers as we get into this one here because we haven't talked with them in quite some time, and there's definitely been a lot of showcasing around here from what we've been told from their ends. A little bit of some drivers to keep your eye on and a little bit of power and momentum from some others here. So we will get more into that in just a second. We're just giving you a good idea and a rough idea of who is who and who is where. These are the drivers to watch your eye on and keep your eye on out in this race. A lot of folks here that are very welcomed and loved here, and there's obviously one driver here that, you know, is going to be really a big part of this, and that's Michael Jennings there. You saw earlier that little Jennings tribute there, as unfortunately he has sadly passed away this year, and we do our condolences immediately to the Jennings family for having to suffer through this loss of the lymphoma disease taking over, and unfortunately taking another good person in their life, another good man out from this world. We hope that tonight's race can bring a little solidarity and clarity to them as they come across here, down across the stripe here, down the front straightaway. They are pacing them down. The green flag flies. We're underway. Frankie Barrasso will lead them off out of the gate. 200 laps of the distance. We're off and running here out of the start here, and already you can just see how tight this track is and how they're going to have to handle it here. They pace them down the back straightaway right out of the gate here. Adam Ball and Nathan Finnegan are going to go down into the corners and fight their way through. Finnegan out of a start here with Adam Ball on the outside. Now moves into the inside, takes away the second spot. Finnegan looks for the early advantage. Running their way through down the back straightaway we go here. We got some battles coming through. Matthew Fleming has got to go to work here with Stephen Tuck in the number 10 right now as the Eagle 1 Ford Mustang. That 10, beautiful looking machine there, chromed out 10, looking solid as can be. That's got Reese Kelva right in his sights right now as they pace him down to the front straightaway here. A solid run coming from the Kelva camp. Pace them down around here. You see a little bit of some side-by-side battles here still. This is one thing you'll notice a lot of is the trend that Martinsville has, is you don't see a lot of, you know, that side-by-side duels or those works that go around here. This is more of a track that commands and demands presence of mind and stability when you're running through here tonight. And one thing we were told to watch out for is Nathan Finnegan. Wait a minute, with a caution coming out here, Nathan Finnegan was one of those guys we were told to watch out here tonight. Seems to have a pretty good run going for him there. Matt Jester coming to a stop all of a sudden. Looks like some problems there for him and Brock Hursty. A little rear corner damage there on that rear AC right on the back end tail. There you see it. We'll go to the PTM Instant Replay as we are one to do. And you know what we're going to do. We're going to find out what the heck happened down there. Here is the PTM Instant Replay in all of its glory here as they come across. Little bobble there from the 48 and the 78 unfortunately tagged in. You see the 9 get completely wasted down there, and Ryan Williams having nowhere to go ends up getting tagged by, and that's what set off the caution to get the PTM Instant Replay out off the start here. So now, as we are wont to do, we'll take it down to the call units here, take it down to the phone lines, and we're going to have a word from our guys down there. Don't worry, and also in the chat here tonight, don't worry, I will talk with you guys as we go through here, so feel free to let me know who you want to hear from and who you want to talk to. We're going to take it down real quick with PBR Racing's number 6 of Nathan Finnegan. Nathan, do you have the copy, sir?
10-4, I got you.
Hey, man, right now, currently, we got word of you. We're one of the guys to keep your eye on here tonight. I've got a pretty good, strong feeling why that is, but so far you seem to be running pretty hard earlier. What's going to be the case here for you when it comes to the full run?
Yeah, I think tire management's going to play a big role here tonight, so just managing those tires and making sure that we have enough in the long runs.
For sure there. Obviously, I know this race means a lot to the folks around here, and is there anything really you got to say or anything really big special for their friends and family you got watching right now up on PTM Racing TV?
Yeah, I think with this being in memory of Mike's father and, everybody that's lost somebody to cancer, I think John Jester, thinking of him tonight running this race.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, man, it's great to have you on board here tonight, and great to have you coming in with us here. Hopefully all goes well and we can have a good race out here.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Absolutely. All right, Nathan Finnegan from PBR Racing here, and I've got to make a little error on my end here. I did not mean to say Mike Jennings here, of course, the local man that we're talking with here tonight. This is the fight from Lymphoma 200, as we mentioned earlier. There was Matt Jester. I believe they were talking about Michael Jennings here. Yeah. So Matt Jester unfortunately did lose his father from what we were told, and unfortunately it started not the way he wanted to play out here out of the gate. So we'll see if that comes back a little later. As we face him around here tonight, this will definitely be a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff coming in for these drivers. Everybody really ready to play out, really hit them up hard and give them what they got tonight. And just double checking right now with the folks here from the producers booth here. This is Mike Jennings here. That is the man we were talking about here tonight, Matt Jester. Currently after the little crashing incident there, we'll try to get back out there. I think we got a little confused there with Nathan. I'm sorry if also we seem a little off base right now, guys. We really had to jump right in after that race you saw a minute ago. And now trying to get back into this one and get settled back in as we get the green flag back on out. A lot of stakes on the line right now for Mr. Michael Jennings, his father. Obviously the driver that they were talking about here. One thing that he told me earlier before coming on the show, this is where him and his dad, obviously they came out here a lot, watched the races here. So now being a part of this, I think this honestly means more to him than I think anybody realizes. As another caution comes out here, we got problems there. Brian White stopped completely on a dime. Serious troubles for him in the 48 there. Brock Hersey, more troubles there on the backstretch. All right, we'll take it to the PTM Instant Replay real quick and see what happened here. Like a little bit of contact made here, and the 7 gets a little bit loose, spins it out, and 48 gets a tag and a half there, and unfortunately gets him sent way out of control and able to bring it to a stop, but contact was definitely made there. So we'll bring it back around once more and have another talk with our guys down there. Let's head down to the call booth here, folks. We got some folks to talk in with here. So looks like on our call list right now, looks like we have ourselves one of our Canadian drivers down here. Let's go ahead and have a word with him here. This is Robert Bluen from Savage Dragonfly Motorsports. Robert, do you have the copy, sir?
We got you in the booth.
Oh, we got you. Hey, Robert, how's it going down there, buddy?
Not too bad. How you doing tonight?
Well, we're doing all right here. I know we're got a pretty solid scheme on that 15 for that, obviously that Lymphoma 200 style here tonight, man. What's going on with that one here?
My Beaver Buzz Energy Milwaukee car special scheme for the season.
For sure there. Now, with the way the race has been going so far, how long do you think it will be before those tires break in and really tear up down there? Because this is a track that, very similar to Martinsville, it's got really wear and tear on those cars eventually.
If we get some green flag runs, I expect guys to have at least a good 20-lap run where they can keep it where they want. Then they start after backing off. So we just got to get some green flag in here to see how it goes. Guys who will save, we'll be there at the end.
For sure there, Robert. We do appreciate you taking time to talk with us here, man. Have at it down there. We'll see if maybe the Milwaukee 15's got something for him tonight.
Have a great night, guys.
You too. Robert Bluen there in the 15, taking time to talk with us here as we're getting set back in here. Pacing him on around. I believe we're going back double file on the restart here. Caution lights are still on out, so it looks like they are going to go ahead and perform the next spot up in position. Second caution of the night here with the Fight Lymphoma 200 as they pace him around here. Don't worry, we will be talking with Mr. Jennings here in a little while. Trust us when we say we need to have a word with him if we can. So here we go, coming across here, out and down to the front straightaway. And it looks like we're going to stay under yellow. So it looks like we had a little bit of time there. We could have talked with a few more drivers there. That's all right. Still got a lot of time here. Obviously, 200 laps of distance. We got quite a few folks I know that would love to visit and chat with us here. So we'll just let them settle up here and get things taken care of. Alright, down the back straightaway here tonight. Now, I was talking a little earlier here that I was told, this is what I'm telling from the producers here tonight, a few drivers to watch out that I have not seen here is the guys that have been practicing hard and getting it through. Fastest on Wednesday night was Adam Ball, Kevin Fetty, and Michael Jennings. Those are the names to watch your eyes on here. Well, Adam Ball right now currently is in that third place spot. Nathan Finnegan was another name to be mentioned here earlier, but I didn't hear nothing about Frankie Barrasso. Barrasso right now is the man to beat on that start. Here we go. The quick tire 21 out of the gate has the advantage. The green flag flies. We're back underway. Side by side, we take it here down out of turn one out of the gate. Here the two there of Brian Toole stays out of that trouble zone, while the three of Flat Latham Joyner goes to work on Reese Kelva. Kelva has a little bit of a position he's got to hold off. The three of Latham going into the middle, up high, down low they go. And looks like a little battle for the lead here. Oh, here we go. Nathan Finnegan goes to that corner panel there out of turn four. Managed to get a little bit of a run. Couldn't quite clear it. Running it through here, back by here. Running their way down here, the 94 Kevin Fetty and the 8 of Matthew Fleming are on their game and on their spot here, battling them on down. Ryan Patty there in the 30 going to work here, while the 16 of Michael Jennings here right now. The guy that a lot of folks have got their eye on. Jennings is the man that I think anyone can tell you they want to see him really up there fighting with these guys tonight. A little bit out of the corner panel. Whoa, the 88 of Jaden Cornstalk all of a sudden just completely lost a little bit of ground there out of that spot. Brian Patty and Kevin Fetty making a pay for it and taking over position here. The top 10 going down at it, while the race lead here still between Nathan Finnegan and Frankie Barrasso at it. Running it through here, back by down out of the way here. Latham Joyner here in the 3 had a pretty good run off that start and had a pretty spot out in there. They will pace them down once more here. Patty and Tuck, man, these two just continue to still stay side by side here. They're just throwing at it with one another. Tuck in the 10, the 30 there. Ryan Patty right now trying to hang in with them as we go on board here with Matthew Fleming to give you an idea of just how tight this track is. Not big in length. I think it's only about 1.25 miles long or something like that. But it is definitely a track that is worth playing into and trying to hit your turns up just right. Running the dimensions back around right now. Currently Brian Toole there in the 2, trying to get up to the 19 of Adam Ball. Adam Ball currently in a pretty solid, stable, and probably say a solid state of frame. Matthew Fleming starting to catch up to Stephen Tuck here. Tuck starting to falter back just a little bit of a ways here. Right now the battle is between these guys here. Derek Daly there in the 42 and the 16 of Michael Jennings. Jennings and him getting up close and personal on that rear end there. Jennings, and now Derek Daly wants a little piece of that. The Lymphoma 16 Ford Mustang right now dealing with that 42 of Derek Daly. They will pace them back around, and now it looks like the run comes there from Derek making a big jump in position, making a nice position on. And speaking of positions here, Nathan Finnegan, oops, besides the internet troubles there, pacing in and out a little bit. No, that was not our end, folks. He's having some troubles down there. Frankie Barrasso losing the race lead to him, and he ends up taking that position away. Ryan Patty, as we go on board here with him, we're going to show you how tight he's cornering off, trying to stay in it with it. So one thing also to think about here going into tonight, you see that 06 machine right up in the placeholder and placing in its spot. He is the #1 seed going into tonight. He is position-wise in first. He's been a pretty solid stable all the way through here. Ryan Patty currently the other driver that's in second. Third is Nathan Finnegan, and then Frankie Barrasso. Fourth, and then fifth, Kevin Fetty to round out your top 5 in the points series right now. And those are the names I think we'll have to keep a closer eye on as time goes on. But Ryan Patty there in that third Chevrolet Camaro putting up a hard run and a hard battle here to that 06 of Justin Bissonette. Bissonette right now dealing with the troubles there of that 30 DeWalt machine. They're obviously driving a little bit of the green and driving that old, that Fight Lymphoma 200 little badge there, little cancer, excuse me, the cancer bat, ribbon there, excuse me. I can't speak tonight, guys. I'm choked up. This race it's so hard to call because there's just so much going on, and there's a lot that's playing into the drivers' minds and playing into their hearts. Like even I get choked up because almost a little trouble there for those two. It's hard to call a race when you get kind of choked up in here and just kind of not realize like what's going down. You know, there's just so much that plays in and still hangs in there. But man, there's just so much at stake, and there's obviously so much on the line. These drivers want to show what they can do here and how they play it out. Jamie Davis has joined us in saying, "Let's go TRF." Great to have you on board here tonight, Jamie. Barrasso right now still trying to catch back up with the field, trying to get a little bit closer up with Nathan Finnegan. Finnegan right now has just been kind of run away from him here, having his way with the field here and doing what he wants. And it's definitely well known here. The 10 of Stephen Tuck having a little bit of trouble. Let's get up there to Reese Kelva. Kelva staying in the proverbial top 10, top area. 7th right now in the spot. He's doing okay out there. You hear all that power, all that momentum. It takes a little bit of time to get it settled in and just run just right, but man, once it goes in and just perfectly set, that's what it's all about. You see the 7 there, Brian White trying to stay out of the way there. Dries Kelva was going side by side out of turn 4. Stays clear of trouble. Matthew Fleming as well now, and Brian White going to the inside here. Kevin Fetty Betty staying in a pretty proverbial spot here. You can see a lot of the guys, man, gals, they're just, what they're trying to do is they're trying to stay away from going too far out of the out of bounds zone, as I like to call it. What am I talking about exactly? Well, let's go on board here with Mr. Finnegan. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You see right here, there's like 2 or 3 lines right here you get to work with. The bottom line has a little bit of push, but you're going to see most of the drivers go into that middle area, and then the complete out of bounds is right as you come in. You see that third stretch of this area. If you go out of that, you go out into that area and go farther into that black, it's like slick ice and it's just garbage out there. It is horrible. It's hard to hit anything there. It's hard to stay out of trouble. And we've seen that before here, where it can be a bit of a mess to kind of keep a good run on it and keep a good position in. But the best that we've known around here are willing to survive and conquer. As the caution comes out once again, there's a little bit of problems down there. Cornstalk has some problems here on the front straightaway. He has completely crashed up in. And unfortunately, that will slow up the pace once again and set up. Ooh, producers, I did not say you can bring that out yet. Oh boy. Sorry for the hiccup there, folks. Obviously, with live television, stuff like that can happen. See what happened here down out of turn four here. Looks like the 88 there, Consort just completely lost it in the turn, and he got sent in, and unfortunately that Wrangler 88 just lost all of his ground there. So that will set them back up in position here, and we will bring it back to the live feed here up on the show. And I'm going to take it down here with our drivers and have a little word with them or two. See who we got on the call list right now. Looks like we're going to be talking with Mr. 06 himself. I've now joined here on the call list there with Justin Bissonette. And Justin, you are right now the #1 seed going in for the points lead. How does that make you feel here going into the New Hampshire Motor Speedway track?
We're doing all right. We got a really tight battle going on with Ryan Patty, who's sitting directly on my front bumper right now. So it's going to be a pretty interesting night here as we see the pit strategy play out.
Definitely there. What's been the hardest thing about so far for you to kind of handle in here tonight?
Definitely the tire and aero package for this race is a little interesting. We're on the low aero package tonight, or low downforce rather, and tire fall off is pretty extreme. So we'll see how that plays in as the track rubbers out and we get into the longer stages.
Sure there. Anything you got to say to your friends and family or anybody tonight here before we get you back into your race booth?
Yeah, we appreciate everyone tuning in, especially supporting the cause tonight. In the last couple of weeks, we did unfortunately have to say goodbye to our league owner's father from leukemia, from lymphoma. And, our thoughts and prayers with him and his family, and we just appreciate everyone being part of this.
For sure there. Justin, been a solid race so far, a solid battle here, working up in the top 5 right now. Good luck down there, bud, and we'll see you here in a little while.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too. All right, now, so we're getting things taken care of here on our list. On call, now capacitated here. Let's go back down here in the show and see if we have some more drivers we can refer to. Looks like Reese Kelva is on the chopping block, so Reese will now be the next guy to talk with here. Oh, hold on a minute, maybe not. Looks like they are about to get back underway here, so. Or maybe not. Well, I guess I spoke too soon. All right, producers, you gotta tell me when we're doing these things, man. All right, here we go. Here, let's go ahead and have a little word real quick before we head back to racing here with Reese Kelva. Reese, you have the copy, sir?
Got a copy, buddy.
Hey, man, right now currently rocking the that big old Texas #4 out there. How's New Hampshire been treating you tonight, though?
Hey, we're doing all right, man. Me and the 88, we're doing good out here. Trying to keep it on the track.
For sure there, man. With all that's going down here tonight, what do you think is going to be the biggest key factor to victory here tonight?
Oh, man. Staying patient, right? Patience.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless here, Reese, I know you're a little bit farther up north than I think you're used to, but so far it's seeming to be working out okay for you. Good luck down there, buddy.
Yes, sir. Hey, big shout out to Michael Jennings, man. This one's for his father.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Reese.
Yes, sir.
Reese Kelva there, #4 class act here. Obviously referring to Mr. Jennings. Now we will be talking about more as time goes on here. You'll see that 16 Lymphoma machine out on the track all night long. He's going to try to give it everything he's got around here and try to play his way in here. All right, back on the way, back on the run. We're back up on the zone, and it's go time once more. Running through the field here, back by out of the back straightaway. There is a solid lineup of positions here, running their way through. Michael Lanfear right now, the 13, trying to make a little bit of a little get-go or two around as he got the 94 Kevin Fetty right in there, taking to a 3 wide salute out of turn 4. Oh, that was a hard run there from Lathan Joyner, but he managed to make it stick. Great pass on in there, managing to really work his way through, make the magic happen. We're going on board here with Michael Jennings as he's got a pretty good onboard camera. What's going on down there? Moving their way down across here, Frankie Barrasso, after starting in the lead here, falling back behind of Ryan Patty and Nathan Finnegan. Man, I don't know what's going on with the Bushcraft and Gremlins over there, but apparently they have his number tonight, and they're taking a pretty good bite out of him. Some onboard camera shots here of Patty's car here. You got the left rear and the right rear cameras doing their thing. Some sweet looking designs on these things, man. You obviously that T12 number 30 rocking pretty hard tonight. Been throwing some good battles here. Finnegan losing a lot of ground time up on that high side now. Looks like Finnegan's going to lose it here. Ryan Patty will take the race lead up 21 spots. The ultimate of hard chargers tonight. He's got the spot up and running him in. Now Justin Ball, Adam Ball will try to go to work here and try to get up to Barrasso, while Justin Bissonette is right behind him here, eyeing his target. Moving their way across here, down in the infield here, back by once more. Bissonette has a pretty good line up with Nathan Finnegan right in his sights here. Finnegan's trying to hold off. It's been a little bit of an urge as of late to try to move it a little harder. You heard him say a minute ago, tire strategy is going to be a big factor here tonight. As we take it to the far cam around here and show you how far these drivers are from position and where they're coming through in those turns. This is how it looks on their end and what they've been dealing with all night long. A lot of beautiful weather out here, beautiful times here. 200 laps of the difference, obviously. This is going to be a big race for them and a big showcase for many out here. As we move it through here, a little bit of problems there for Brian White. Yet again on the front straightaway, comes to a sudden halt, crashed on in, and not really sure what happened there exactly. We're going to go and take it to the PTM Racing replay. See what happened here as he comes around out of turn 4. I think the 7 might have just got a little too hard on the throttle, and that's one thing you'll notice around here a lot too, is it's so easy to get on that throttle too quickly, and the next thing you know, you're trying to find a way, you're trying to find a place to hide out there. There's a little bit of, whoa, even more trouble down there. It looks like that was, yeah, that was a 06 of Justin Bissonette, man, out of turn 2, almost completely lost it in the turn and lost all his ground and momentum. moving his way down on the field. Reese Kelva side by side takes it in, taking it for a hard run. Playing smart strategy here, playing a battle of a key factor here. Kelva wants to try to make a move here and try to get around Bissonette. Manzing to keep his momentum going, keeping it through. Matthew Fleming there in the Beer Nuts number 8. Trying to, oh, I remember that old Beer Nuts. I remember that now. I was wondering when I was going to see that thing again. Oh, I always love me some good Beer Nuts and a good old drink of beer. That's some good stuff right there, my friends. Pacing it around, Matthew Fleming there in the 8 now. Sal has a little bit of an idea of what he wants to do. I think he's going to the ballpark because he's saying, take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd, because I'm gonna find my beer nuts, and I'm never gonna let Kelva done. Okay, I really should stay away from the music industry. That's why I'm not a singer, folks. Anyway. Evan Fetty in the 94 has a little bit of company. Looks like Brock Hersey in the 48 finally having a little bit of a go around. He wants a piece of the action. I think he smells some beer nuts down there. That's why he's running so hard. Cornering in hard, trying to fight it in there. Derek Daly in the Pepsi Cola throwback number 42, hammering down, working his way through. Reese Kelva right there with him. On down around once more here at the 94. Kevin Fetty, man, trying to downward in, trying to pull it off and get some going. He's heading it, man. He's firing all cylinders. He's doing what he can. Lining him up in position here. Lining him through. Reese Brock Hersey and Stephen Cook and Reese Kelva all in that area. The top 10 right now are your main focus here because they are dealing with some solid runs out there and some solid battles. Laps tipping away, starting to climb down in position. Looks like Brock has a little bit of a run there on Kelva. Kelva to back to the outside. He gets a little loose there, but there's even more trouble there. Derek Daly into the infield, opens up his own lawn care service. Manson to somewhat save it. Doesn't have too much damage on that one. I don't know how bad it hit him there, but it definitely hurt him a bit. Frankie Barrasso there, that 21 Quick Lane Tire Machine trying to hammer it down and get around Nathan Finnegan, despite the fact he's got some internet glitch graphic gremlins annoying him down there. He seems to be holding up okay, keeping the momentum taken care of. Goes around the right, just a power drift slide there out of turn 3 into 4. It's not dirt track racing, bud. You're not supposed to do it on asphalt. I think he's trying to play drifter course around here, but I think he forgot about the fact that those tires still need a little bit of traction and grip up there if they want to catch up to the folks around here. Adam Ball now seizes an opportunity. He's got an opening here to possibly take this one over from him. Here how low and how off throttle they have to get those cars stable in there and really keep their momentum at key position. Up 21 is Ryan Patty, and one thing we haven't mentioned tonight, he may be second right now in the point standings, but that was because he has missed one of the races, but he has been dominating pretty much the rest of this time being as another caution comes out. There's a little bit of problem down there for Jaden Consturk. We'll see what happened exactly here on the PTM instant replay. Let's take it down real quick. And looks like nothing there on his end actually, so not really sure where the caution came out at. The 88, it was to a sudden halt there, and that's about all I can really say there. Sorry I couldn't show you guys anything, but there's nothing really to show in this case. Oh, alright, so I'm getting word right now from the producers that was a stage break. Alright. It's all good there, it's all good there, guys. All good on our end. So right now, while they go into pit road, I think it is finally time to maybe bring something to the attention that we've been wanting to do for a while now. I think it's time, folks. Let's go ahead and talk with him. Now joining me in here tonight, and I'm going to give you the full stage here, Michael, but honestly, I know this race is definitely meaning a lot to you and a lot going through your mind, but this being the Lymphoma 200, man, I know what's going down out there right now, and how's the car holding up?
Thanks for putting me up here, man. Yeah, the booth or the car's doing good. We're having a good run out here. We're just sort of keeping it together. That was the end of the stage, and we just want to make it to the end of the race. But it's a special one, you know. My dad and I we had a lot of good memories here, and we loved NASCAR. It was him and my thing, you know. I remember being a little kid and sitting on his Bowflex, pretending it was a car, and just, you know, watching Dale do his magic out there. So this is great. It was one of the best gifts he said I ever gave him, was to come out here and watch the race. And yeah, it's emotional. You know, every day you got something else you laugh about and something you cry about, but every day gets a little easier.
I know you got a lot of fans, friends and family obviously watching in, tuning in. I know the emotions are running high right now, trying to keep them under pressure here in the car. But you know, really what kind of, I just got to ask you this real quick, man. When you're on this track here in New Hampshire, is there an extra little, you know, confidence boost, or a little extra just piece of you that's just like, man, I'm on a track I know too well, I know how to run this place, you know, is this something that really kind of helps benefit you, or do you feel like it kind of makes you a little more nervous out there?
In the beginning, it's a little nerves, you know. I want to keep the car together. I want to make it to the end, but I know at the end here, once we get that rubber down, I'll be just fine. I'll start pushing forward. So people up in 1 and 2, they can enjoy it for now. You know, we decided to stay out right here at the beginning of the stage, just pick up the point, but got a feeling we'll see a wreck right now. But you know, we're gambling, and we'll be just all right.
For sure there. Michael, I know you very well here, man, and obviously you'll be all right and doing okay down there. I know this race meant a lot to you guys, and you know, even though it's a little late on our end, we were gonna miss this one for the world. Want to make sure you give you guys the proper due and the proper time here for you and your family and your friends. So hopefully we do it justice here with the broadcasts and the commentary, and hopefully all is said and done, this is more meaning to you guys than I think anyone else realizes tonight.
No, I really appreciate it, man. If everyone is out there, you know, give your folks a hug for me tonight. You never know when it's going to be, and consider donating to the Lymphoma Research Foundation. They do some amazing work, and it kept them with us a little bit longer, so I really appreciate everything they did.
Absolutely. Michael, thanks again for tuning on in, man. We're going to get you back in with CCR Radio, and we'll get you back up and running and race to go, buddy.
Appreciate it, boss.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jennings there in the 16. The son of the man that we are running with here tonight for the Fight Lymphoma 200, as we pace him around here once more out of turn 4. This one, nerves are getting there, emotions are running high. This is going to really play out to be a big substance race here. Off the gun through the chicane, we're back underway here. Next stage to come out at 1:15. We've got some work to do to get there, though. Out of the corner guns, out of the starting guns here, the field will try to hunt down the man himself. Ryan Patty, though, is right there on his tail. In the chat right now, the closer, Dylan Herbaden, has joined us in. You're seeing ICF21 out there and saying good luck to everyone. Jamie Davis rooting on for Kelvin Fleming here. Right down on the inside zone now. Looks like Ryan Patty has an opportunity to make a pass here. Barassa will put the work to him as well. Fleming going to try and maybe look towards a little chance, a little bit of a position here later. He's got a little spot there in the back to see him kind of laying around. The 6th there almost. Taking Barassa for a ride there. Finnegan throwing a haymaker right at the Motocrafts. Quick lane 21. And now it appears that Finnegan and that University number 6 machine giving a pretty good run off that spot there as they got a little bit of company in the back, falling behind. Adam Ball, Michael Jennings now faltering back just a little bit behind there. Tires unfortunately going away on their end. Slows up all their momentum and slows them down just a hit or two here and pushes them down. Running them through here, back down, around once more. Reese Kelva there in the number 4 trying to corner back in, trying to push up a little bit. Latham Joyner there in the 3, trying to put a little bit of a fight up, trying to put up a round or two. Steven Tuck as well in there. The Eagle 110 is not exactly done yet. Uh-oh. Hearing some damage back there, some carnage in the back. Looks like there's some runs coming through from him. There's one thing I've learned around from NASCAR Heat, though, is you don't try to wall bang around this place. This track's not designed for it, and it'll hurt you more than you realize. The second hit on iRacing, well, let's be honest, it's a legit simulation, so you are literally dealing with a lot of troubles out there, more than you realize. Barrasso and Finnegan right now, a little bit of a battle here for the second spot, while the 94 of Kevin Petty tries to get up there into the 5th runs there. Adam Ball right now has a pretty solid line, solid pacing in. Trying to get the Lymphoma 19, that black and white with the big green ribbon on the front. And the old Beer Nuts, number 8 of Fleming. Just kind of, I would say, just kind of pacing himself in a little bit here. Corner it in once more here now. Adam Ball looks like he's going to try to turn into an atom bomb, because he's going to throw that thing in and try to drop the nuke on the 8. The 8 trying to hold him off. Fleming knows he's there. Ball is right on the corner panel. He's got to push, trying to shove it in a little more, try to push it forward. That opens the door up for Kevin Fay to give him a chance here. Running the field down around here. This is your top 5, top 10s in here right now, battling in a solid position in a solid area here. Latham right now moving up in position. He just made a big pass there. The daily double performed there on Kelvin Fleming, and all of a sudden now it looks like he's starting to get the full charge of send-off around. On board we go here with Adam Ball here, and you can just see how hard he's trying to get up there with Barrasso and Finnegan. And Patty right now, and he's just in a different zone. He's running away from him. Running their way through right now. Reese Delva, Kevin Petty. We're in a little bit of a battle there. You saw him, his corners there. Derek Daly, as he comes off the turn 2 there, that's where he had a little trouble earlier on. Fell back quite a ways in the pack here. Back up into the 4 spots range here. He's in 12th, started 16th. In the back of the pack right now, you got Paul Ferdinandi there in the 33. He's kind of, he's hanging around there, of course, there. And Michael Lamphere. We talked about him a little earlier on. He was starting to put a little bit of a push there, starting to kind of pull the reins back, trying to tighten the gap in again. It didn't quite work as well as I think he was hoping for. As they pace him on around right now, back down into the zone. Everybody doing what they need to do, trying to hang in it. It's in it to win it around here. Their way down in once more here, down the 7 of Ryan White. Unfortunately, having so much troubles here tonight. He's just been trying to keep it at bay the whole time, but thankfully around here, I don't think he has to worry too much about it. There's a bay across the pond or two, I would say. Running their way through Latham Joyner right now as well. Hinting at a possible run and a half here. Oh no, there's trouble there. Brian White gets spinning himself around there, and he calls caution there. Caution's out. We're catching the tail end of that. I don't think there was any damage done to any of the drivers, nor the 7 himself, but unfortunately completely lost the momentum and lost his corner there and slowed him way down on there. Let's see what happened with the full replay here. We're going to see what happens here at turn 2. It looks like this is where he completely loses his momentum. managing. Look at the evasive action those guys had to pull out there. Managing to get out of that. Nicely done there from the 3 of Latham Joyner. Couldn't catch the other one there, but gotta give credit where credit's due. They managed to pull that one out of the rabbit hat. Well, while the drivers get settled back in, before we go back to the call list, folks, we do have one little thing though. Gotta say real quick, tonight's race for the Fight Lymphoma here for Mr. Mike Jennings has been brought to you in part by Ram Designs, a proud sponsor here of the Smoking Tires Racing Series here, and obviously giving a big hand out, a little help for these guys and what they need to do. So let's go ahead and take it down to the chat right now and see how some of these guys are doing down there, how they're holding up. I think we got a few on the call list we can bring in. I think we're going to go ahead and back down to Savage Dragonfly Motorsports and listen with Mr. Kevin Fetty here. Kevin, do you have the copy, sir?
I do have the copy.
All right, my friend. Well, right now that 94 has been it's been pushing around and been fighting all day, and it currently moving up into the 6th spot right now. What's going through your mind right now, and how are you holding up around here?
I'm doing okay. Just logging laps right now. I mean, I think it's a matter of survival tonight. So far I've got the fender still on it and doing pretty well. So far so good.
Definitely there. Well, nevertheless, here, man. What will be the big picture here for you tonight when all is said and done?
I think a top 10 is probably a pretty solid night. Might have, if everything falls right, might be able to grab a top 5. I don't think I have anything for Ryan, Nathan, and Frankie. I think they're pretty much up there in their own stratosphere.
Definitely there. Well, Kevin, great to have you on board here tonight, and great to see all the Smoking Tire guys all settled up and ready to go here, man. Good luck down there. We'll see if it all plays out.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. The 94 there at Fetty taking the time to talk with us here, which will now bring us back around and get things taken care of here on this end of the spectrum. Running it through here out of turn 4. We're ready to pace it back in, and we're ready to go back down. Green flag flies. Here we go once more. Pacing's going to start to really pace in more. These guys are going to try to hammer them down a lot better here, and I think they're going to try to go for some more runs here. We'll see if that is the case as time goes on. Out of the corners there, we just talked to them a minute ago. Fetty just throwing some haymakers in already, moving his way through the field. Fleming trying to hang in there with him, trying to get something going. Single file starts here, single file up on the end here right now. You would think these guys right now are trying to hold off and trying to last the entire race here. Yeah, well, you wouldn't be wrong around here. There's so much going down, so much going at stake. No place to make any mistakes, no place to make any errors here. Finnegan has his eye on the 30 of Ryan Patty here. Patty doing what he needs to. running them through the field right now, running them back on down here. Everyone doing what they have to, trying to get some kind of a run going, get some kind of position in. As we take a look at our lap times right now here, we'll see with Ryan Patty how far he's been already gunning it on these guys here. You can see Finnegan has had a little bit of a run and pacing here on him, but it hasn't been much here, of course. Finnegan getting a little ground, a little bobble there from Patty actually that time. That might open the door for Finnegan to catch him. You can see him actually pulling him in a little more. Starting to pull him in by the 10th, and more closer. Just starting to get a little bit pushed there. If he's got anything left, he'll catch him on down a little bit sooner rather than later. Justin Bissonette there in the 06, hammering away while the 94 Kevin Fetty doing what he has to here. Latham Joyner there in the 3 has been kind of playing a more strategic role, playing more of an under control spot here. Adam Ball right there with him, right there in that spot. And now Joyner has his eye on Barrasso. Barrasso in trouble here. Go on board here with Joyner. You can just feel the power and all that momentum that comes through in those corners, man. He just launches that thing in as hard as he has to and quick as he needs to, and it definitely seems to work well for Wonders. But I mean, really, is there anything that they can hold in this full advantage for later on? Is there's a little bit more trouble? Derek Daly out of turn 2 once again. Major problems there for the 42. Take a look at the PTM instant replay here and find out what happened here on our end. See what happens. So they're coming around here once more, facing it down in at turn 2, and momentum completely ratified and lost in position, and Derek unfortunately goes for the tumble and a spin, and everything else just kind of gets hurt there. So now that will give us a minute to go and bring it back to the call list here. See who we have on the lines and ready to go here. There's obviously still a lot of folks that I don't think we have chatted with here yet or had a moment to speak with yet. So we're looking through right now. If you guys want to in the chat as well, let us know who you want me to talk with here, maybe who you want to hear from. A lot of folks down there. I think there's an old favorite we have around here we could talk with real quick. Taking it down here with the 24 DuPont. This is Mr. Patrick Casey. Patrick, you got the copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. Right now, rocking the Nicorette number 24 DuPont 24. How you been feeling tonight? And good to see you in another series. How's things been there for you?
Yeah, this is a tough place, man. I have not really driven here much, and I didn't get a ton of practice. I got a 1-year-old daughter, so it makes it hard sometimes. But very loose off 2 and 4, trying to figure things out a little bit. I think I've gotten a little bit better each time, so just trying to get a top 10 tonight. I think I'd be happy with top 10.
Top 10 is your goal. Top 10 is where you want to be, and well, right now you're actually in the top 10, so you just gotta stay there the rest of the night, man.
Amen, brother. I appreciate your help doing this for the league.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure and an honor. Good luck down there, buddy.
Sir.
Patrick Casey there in the 24 right now, getting settled in and squared away as we will bring the drivers back to their positions. Start them right back up and get them right back underway. Now, just a record, folks, we will have the photos and the YouTube up on the show come tomorrow night. Unfortunately, with the way times are playing out right now after this race, I will be heading off to the Shadow Realm because I've got to get to work tomorrow, and been a little bit of a long, hard week as well, so we don't want to try to rush things and make anything look bad. We're going to do everything the way we need to and do it right. So just be aware, it will be a little while tomorrow, but we will have everything up on the show ready for you. All right, so pacing back in, you see Chad Hadlevig there in the 25, as well as Mr. Michael Jennings there, right there beside him. We'll focus in on him every once in a while here because, of course, this race is in honor of his father. This one means a lot to him, so just kind of be aware of that, folks. Please don't get annoyed with us on that. It's just something just for him and I believe his dad to kind of cope with, and I know he's watching down on us right now to call this one, and this one means a lot here. Obviously, lymphoma cancer is no joke. Unfortunately, it takes the lives of many folks out there, over millions of people each year. I believe every minute and a half right now, about 15 to 40 people die from lymphoma cancer. And unfortunately, that's just kind of one of the hardest things to pill swallowed around here. But that doesn't mean we can't have a little fun and try to make things a little lightened up better here up on the show as the green flag flies back out. Patty this time decides to wait until they get the run off the line as they will bring him down in. The cars are going to fly in here and really challenge in and charge away. Coming down out of turn 2 immediately. The drivers facing their way in. See Finnegan is going to have some work to do here. Lamphere right now in front of him. Or should be right behind him, I should say. Paul, and now Paul Ferdinandi right now moving some work in, getting it through while he's got that 4 there closing in as well. Reese Kelvin needs to get his last back some times back from earlier. We'll see if he's able to do just that here as we pace him around once more. Drivers are fielding down around. You can see who is where and who's going what right now at the moment. Adam Ball right in the line of sight, right in the area of play. Now look at this. Here comes Michael Jennings in the 16. He makes a hard charge up 3 spots. Now up into the 5th spot. He's looking to work his way through in the magic end. But the 3 wide swoop down the front straightaway. I don't think he was expecting any of that. Backs off and lets Barrasso in. Barrasso just threw a haymaker and a half in there. He thought it was Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson out there. No, this is the Barrasso camp in the house. He's fighting in hard. Not sure how Tuck's going to fare to that or appreciate that much at all. Still giving what he needs to. Wait a minute, caution comes out. We got another caution out on the track. Something gone wrong for Michael Jennings. He comes to a sudden halt and bigger trouble there for him. Turn 3 and 4 are big problems for the 16. See right here, him and Finnegan make contact. Finnegan goes into off the track, and then the 16 unfortunately had nowhere to go. Caution comes out for Mr. Michael Jennings, unfortunately, and slows him up completely there. And all that ground and time he had earlier just kind of got wasted away. But thankfully, he'll be able to get into pit road and get things fixed up a little bit on his end. So hopefully that will take care of some of the damage and maybe able to bring him back out for a little bit more runs here. Alright, so while we were talking about that 25 earlier, I think maybe we should bring him in real quick and have a little piece to say here. Savage Dragonfly Motorsports' own. This is Chad Hadlevig, and Hadlevig right now, how's things going down there for you?
So far, so good. I haven't hit anything, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, I would say that generally is a plus around here because it's pretty easy to hit something here on this track. And I mean, this place has been kind of rough and tough on you guys, and it definitely has been a good race though when you get it going here. What's been the main problem I think you and the other drivers have been having out here with this place?
Well, we're extremely loose off on 2 and 4. Some guys are overrunning it on the way in. I'm just still kind of trying to pull laps. I'll start maybe getting serious here with about 50 to go.
For sure there. Well, now with that Milwaukee 25, is there anything big and major that you have in mind that could possibly get you up to that front place here later on?
I'm running about where I should be running. It's still protect and defend mode. Some of these guys, Ryan Patty and Kevin Fetty, Nathan Finnegan, these are all really good drivers, and I'm learning a lot from them. I just appreciate being in here and being able to do it.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless here, man, you got a great group of company, a great group of drivers to work with, so I'm not going to keep you around too much longer, but we do appreciate having on time here at the call, so head him up back down there, bud, and try to finish this one out.
Hey, thank you, and you're doing a great job.
Appreciate it, sir. Chad Adelvig there in the 25, taking the time to chat with us here and get us set back up for the run here as we bring the drivers back to life here in just a minute. Let them pace around here, and we'll catch our breath and try to relax a little bit here. There's still a lot of racing to go out of here, of course. Alright, so now they will pace them around, pace them in, and we're going to see these drivers get back to life here. And this time by Ryan Patty will be the guy to start up, but the guy that's beside him is the other that's on the top spot in the podium points right now, Justin Bissonette. This will be interesting here. Pace car comes off, this race truck comes off this time around. Straighten them out a little bit, get them set up for the run. And watch them fly and watch them run hard. We're back underway here as the lights come back on. And out of the whole shot there, 3 wide slits all over the place for them. Barrasso, man, I'm talking about aggression. He may have been a little too aggressive on that one. That's trouble, that's trouble. Oh no. And Latham Joyner unfortunately goes for the tumble and the fumble, and Barrasso, I would say, if anything, that might have been a little bit more aggressive than I think Barrasso was trying to be there, but, you know, that's just when you're trying to get to the race lead. Sometimes you do that kind of stuff. Barrasso right now trying desperately to get up to Bissonette. Bissonette just, I think, is honestly just trying to hold him off for what he can here. I think he knows he's right behind him. He's just going to push as hard as he can. Coming across here, they can take it in double file. They can take it in hard runs on that spot here. They are going to lay it in there one way or another. Pulling it down once more here. Ryan Patty has a solid run and a solid case. And Barrasso saw an opening here for Bissonette. Bissonette opened the door wide there. Got too tight and got up on the high banks. Set him way back in there. And again with Kevin Fetty right in the play area here. Has a 94 Ford Mustang just up there with that 6 Chevrolet Camaro. Nathan Finnegan right now doing what he has to do. 48 of Brock Kersey right now trying to keep it clear and keep it in somewhat range of giving himself a fight back. There was a little bit of damage on that left rear corner panel on the fender. Unfortunately, that was from earlier on. Pulling it through, pulling it down in once more. These guys and gals just doing what they have to. Patrick Casey and the DuPont Nicotine number 24. Trying maybe to, as you said earlier, to stay in the top 10 region. Speaking of top 10 region right now, Michael Jennings, despite the fact he's got front end damage completely on that 6E machine, he's making it stick and making it work out there. He's really holding it up. We're going to go on board here with Michael Limp here. See if he's able to hold this one in and see how he's been taking care of himself. Skelva there in his sights. Skelva right now currently a lap or about a couple laps down at this point. I think he's about 5 or 6 at this moment in position. He has really faltered back so far, unfortunately. That was definitely not what he was hoping for, though. And we talked to him earlier. He was trying to run hard. He was trying to run good, but You know, the damage just kind of took its toll on him, and it's just set him back way too often. Back around here, we'll battle for the race lead. All of a sudden, change in the guard there. Barrasso, we just barely caught that as he was making the pass around Patty there. Patty looked like he might have opened the door up from the turn 4 end, might have lost a little bit of ground as he was going in, and Barrasso makes him pay for it. It looks like, I think we figured out why though. Patty is having a hard time holding the corner off the exit. He's trying to drive it in hard, trying to keep it under bay. He's still doing what he has to and hammering it down right now. Matthew Fleming in the 8, Beer Nuts, trying to go at it there with the number 6, Nathan Finnegan. Finnegan, oh, looks like he got a little bit of that nut in the corner on the right. Doesn't seem to affect them too much though. They will be okay as they bring it down once more down the back straightaway here past the halfway point now. We are running low on laps. Time starting to expire and time starting to go away here for them. Remember, they're about lap 115. Remember that, folks, we will be going to a stage caution once more, so that will set them up for that position and set them up for that run. It's going to be interesting to see what will happen later on as we get things fixed in, but for now, it's been solid racing earlier on, but we'll see how it all plays out when we return. Well, it's a nice race here for the Fight Lymphoma 200 in honor of Mr. Mike Jennings. Has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Ram Designs. Ram Designs, big sponsor here at tonight, of course, here for this race, and big help for the guys and gals out there. Justin Bissonette now having to deal with Fleming there. Looks like Bissonette had a little bit of a bobble there out of turn 2, and Fleming just starting to open up the door and corner panels here. The Beer Nuts number 8 just kind of hammering down, trying to fight his way in. Staying in the side-by-side corner here. The 6 of Finnegan doing what he has to try to stay in it, trying to stick with it. Out of turn 1, down into turn 2 here. The 8 of Fleming trying to hold in, trying to push off a little more. Bissonette, you see that car get a little loose, but this is even more trouble for Fleming. Completely lost it out of turn 2. Managing to save it and keep himself at bay, but that could have been serious catastrophe and disaster for him with what happened there. Now Finnegan will be the one to challenge up the top 3 spots for Bissonette. Brian Patty right now trying to get back up to Barrasso. Barrasso, after the runs and solid battles he's had earlier, seems to have just been playing this one out through his best of abilities and mobility, if you will. Behind all of them though, now Finnegan makes the run, makes the charge. He got right into that inside zone and now makes his way through the field. The University of Rhode Island right now currently has just been really jamming away and clamoring a little bit. Adam Ball right now in the 19 trying to perform a little bit of that Adam Ball routine we saw earlier. And no, I'm not talking about a WWF matchup in the 90s. I'm talking like a legit cannon size, hard run, throwing no pain, no game kind of run style there. But you see right here as we take it to our lap counter here, hasn't been quite the same for him when it comes to Fetty. Kevin Fetty up till the literally lap 105. I had to literally catching him every time on those corners and on those runs. And something everyone asked me earlier on was really what is so hard about New Hampshire when it comes to those runs. And well, the main thing is it's just really you just got to make sure you watch your tempo and watch your pacing. Problem is, you're carrying a lot more speed and momentum in those corners and really pacing your way through a lot more often than not. So, really, what it all boils down to is how well can you hold your line, how well can you keep the car at a solid pace and a solid condition. Because when it's running through like that, it can be very treacherous and very out of pace and out of mind. And that's really one of the biggest things you hear a lot of guys talk about. Moving their way through the field right now. Chad Hadelvig right now still dealing with this little situation here, kind of moving through his field. So right now, currently, Barrasso, Patty, Finnegan, Ball, and Fetty are your top six at the moment. Guessing that in the fourth spot. I forgot to mention him just a minute ago. He's been kind of holding in his line, kind of keeping himself at play. Michael Lamphere there right now, running in the 11th spot here. Trying to get up there to Chad Hadelvig there in the 25. It's like just some of these names out here, man. They can be a little tricky to call sometimes. Like that's the hard part about doing this. Reese Kelva saying no, I spun also. Unfortunately, let's go Texas Family Racing. Reese Kelva tuned in with us here. Reese, great to have you on board here, bud. Technically should be in the track right now, but I know he's dealing with what he's got to do around here. A little hard to me. Like there, man, that's what I was trying to talk about earlier. It's just you get a little hard off that exit. And that's all it takes for that car to just completely shift one side to the right or left. And it's just, you don't have anything you can go. And the last thing you want to do is try to hit that wall and try to think that you're going to wall bang off it and it'll survive. No, that's the complete opposite. There you see Reese there, who was in the chat just a minute ago. He's taking it inside line, playing in Michael Lamphere. Right there with them as they move it through the field here. Everyone is still in a hot pace, hot battle zone. Bit of a chill in the air right now as Michael Jennings currently seeing some front end nose damage on that thing. Well, let's go ahead to the onboard camera here. Obviously, you couldn't tell from that angle, but the spotter's already told him that, yeah, there's damage on that thing, dude. And he knows it, but he's not willing to back out of it now. He's willing to push it through here all the way to the end. Sure start of a Jennings right there, man. He's playing it hard. He's doing everything he can. Trying to make Papa proud up right now, and I know he's doing a good job doing just that. Matthew Fleming there in the Beer Nuts number 8, trying to hammer it down to get up there with the 94. Kevin Fetty. Kevin trying to wheel and deal it into position here. Moving their way through here down the end zone of the front straightaway here. The Beer Nuts number 8 as they bring it down to the caution. The caution comes out, which is now representation for the final stage break. And Barrasso on this one will have the gun. He'll have the full length of the race to finish out and have his way with it. Now the ultimate question I have is, will he be able to keep it going? And it's one thing to keep your runs going all night. It's another thing to keep your wins in, and that's why I'm going to talk right now with Matthew Fleming here in the number 8. Fleming, you have the copy right now, bud?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, right now I'm rocking them beer nuts number 8 tonight. It's been a while since I've been having the time to talk about the beer nuts. How's the old business going down with that?
Oh, it is good, real good.
Has it been so good? You moved to literally a fishing port here in New Hampshire, or has it just been more or less you're just having a little fun out there with the guys?
Oh, we're just having a lot of fun here.
For sure, there. Well, I gotta ask you, man. You've been running it pretty hard here as of late here on the show when we get to see you, and so far it hasn't been much of a difference. What's gonna be the big kicker for you on this final restart?
Oh, I didn't really want to run too hard and burn up these tires, but to run with these guys, I'm going to have to run a little bit harder than what I have been. I've been laying off pretty good. I'm going to have to get a better jump here on the start and see if we can give these guys a run for their money.
For sure, there. Well, you're in the pit road, so we won't keep you around much longer here, but appreciate you taking time to talk with us here, man. Have at it down there, and hopefully everything works well with you and your boy down there with Reese.
Hey, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Matthew Fleming there in the number 8 taking the time to talk with us here as drivers are coming out of pit road right now. Barraza will beat them out. Patty second. Bissonette third. Annabelle will get fourth out of that bunch. And he is in with us right now on the radio talk, so we'll bring it down here with you real quick. Adam, do you have the copy, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Adam, right now we've been kind of making the little reference here or there saying you've been dropping the Adam bombs out there on these guys, and definitely has been no joke when it comes to that. You've up in the top 5 right now. How has that car been holding up to these guys?
Well, car's been doing real well. Driver just blew it, speeding on pit road. But we're going to do what we can to get back up here.
So I obviously have to go to the back of the pack here and get that fixed in. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you still got quite a few laps to go with, and the way you've been charging all night, do you think you have a little bit of time to get up to them?
Oh, I think I got a chance to get a top 10 for sure, hopefully top 5. We'll see what happens.
Definitely there. Well, nevertheless, you've got some work to do and some time to play out, so I'm not going to keep you around too much longer, but I do appreciate you coming on by here, Adam, and see if it all works out in the end for you. Adam Ball there in this from the CCR radio here, in that number 19 machine. Going to try to make up for the lost ground he had there from pit road. He got to go way to the back of the outhouse, and he'll, you know, when you go to the outhouse, where you're going next, you're trying to go to the White House around here. So now, with the charge in hand and the runs to come through, who will take this one home? Who will finish this out and be the driver to be here, of course, tonight for the Fight Lymphoma 200 here? And obviously a lot of big names here trying to possibly take this one home, trying to get some good wins in. But of course, you know, I think most of them are honestly just thinking about, you know, trying to show a good run here and a good show for these guys out here. As they will field it around here once again out of turn 4. Final restart of the stage breaks anyway. Will this be the last restart of the night? We're going to find out as we get the green flag back out and running. We're underway once more. As the car is pacing down and around here, backing into position here right now, down out of turn 2 here, off the running to the chicane. Bissonette there makes a big move into position as he takes on Ryan Patty there in the 30. The D-Wall 30 machine right now taking his way through the field, moving it in hard as can be. Looking for a little challenge up on the end now, side by side. Patty a little loose off the corner exit there, couldn't quite get it cleared in. And now Bissonette will have his way with this one as Kevin Fetty in the 94 tries to hammer down and tries to get up there with him. Still over 75, still over 79 laps need to be completed here around this show. But the laps have been definitely telling of the tale when it comes to holding their lines and holding their ground. Michael Jennings right now, the 16, looks like that front end damage might be coming back to haunt him a little later now because I think it's starting to hurt him more than anything. He's got that 3 at Latham Joyner right now moving through the field, moving him down in. There's a little bit of trouble there. Oh no, and Michael Lanfear has problems there at a turn 2. Unfortunately, comes to a sudden halt here. No cautions out. We're going to see though what happened here. Looks like out of turn 2, he just completely loses in the corner there, and it lost all his momentum. Just another look at it. No help there. He did it to himself, but man needs to stay out of the way there. Good driving on his end and good sportsmanship as well. He knows his control is out of his hands, so at that point it was just a matter of just survival to the finish. Big of survival to the finish now. Looks like Patty and Bissonette once again. These two just continue to absolutely crush it when it comes to the balance and the runs. Problem is, Frank Barrasso is loving every minute of this because he's about to get a second lead on him if they keep at it like this. Oh, as I say that, Patty a little bit loose off there. Kind of flat tracked it, almost dirt tracked it around that area. Man, just to keep it somewhat stabilized, but Kevin Fetty now moving up there with him and trying to get a little position in or two. Adam Ball there, man. You talk about dropping the atom bomb earlier. He just moved way up in the field from the outhouse back to the White House. He's in 7th. Making a run for it, making a position zone in. He wants a piece of the pie here. Looking for everything he's got, anything he can get down there. Trying to hold off, trying to place it in. Nathan Finnegan there right on the outside corner, doing what he can as well. Man, there's just been some solid battles for these guys. Obviously hard racing to go with it, but I mean that's been the hard part for them, is just trying to stay away from, trying to make sure that they don't press too hard on there and when they mess up. As they will run them through once more here. Then again has his eye on there of Adam Ball there in the 19 and the 8 of Matthew Fleming. We talked to those two just a minute ago, and now how we're going to go and battle out at each other. I don't think that's the broadcaster curse talk, and I think that's just hard racing on their end. Doing a pretty good job though with each other, just doing what they need to and running where they have to. The 6 now, Flanagan currently moving through down turn 1. You see the 8 of Fleming trying to get the inside. Flanagan trying to get in there. Finnegan wants a piece of the pie. Ooh, that's a hard run and a half there for the University of Rhode Island's number 6 to the Beer Nuts, number 8 of Fleming. Still corner off. This has been amazing to me, man. They're able to hold on those lines as much as they are with those tightest corners. They have to. There's so much that can go wrong and so much that can go bad there, but they managed to hold it out and hang in there as long as they have to. Frankie Barrasso right now with the race lead here, still holding up Justin Bissonette right there in that play, and Ryan Patty. Well, let's just say Ryan Patty right now is doing his own thing, just kind of hanging his own wire and time out here. Go on board here with Patty and see if we can figure out why the car is getting so loose off those corners here. There, the little back stretch of road there. I told you guys earlier on, if you get too close to that black, it's pretty much like slick ice out there, and you can see how close he's getting. Trying to stay away from it, obviously, and trying to give himself a little breathing room. Problem is with Bissonette there, it's also a bit of a hard to manage situation, a bit of a hard run to deal with. Definitely no going back around here, that is for sure. Brock Hersey there in that 48 was something we haven't talked about in a while here. He was running pretty well there, got up to the top 5, and as I just mentioned that, now Adam Ball and Finnegan are going to make the pass around. So the Adam Ball put into effect from Adam Ball here as he tries to get the Ford Mustang back up to his fellow Conrad there, Kevin Petty. The only one in the top 5 that's not a Ford is Ryan Petty in that Chevrolet. And he's just been playing in this entire time the way he wants to and how he handles it. It's amazing to me how much these guys have been running hard and they've been running quick all day long, but I mean, Barrasso has just kind of almost been in a league of his own tonight. He's just been kind of doing his own thing, just running where he wants to and having his way with the track here. Back on board with the guy that we were running for here tonight, but the son of his anyway, Michael Jennings here. Son of Mike Jennings right now, but of course is the biggest contributor and part of the reason why we have the Lymphoma 200 here tonight. Obviously in loving memory of this one here for Jennings. Chad Hadelvig there in the 25 now, moving back up for the turn 1, looking to possibly give a run and a half there to Michael. Michael, I think, is just trying to hold on to as long as he can. He knows that car is in trouble, but he still somehow, some way is fighting to the end and fighting to the zone. Not done yet, not done out of it yet. He wants a piece of it. Chad looking for a little run, maybe a little bit of a push there as he fields it around down into turn 1 and 2 once again. And caution does come out. We got a little bit of problems down there. Fleming having some issues there, and it looks like that slows him up completely. So that now, as our usual motto, we'll take it to the PTM instant replay and see why the replay has to come out. And turn 2 tonight is just getting all of them here. We saw a little bit of trouble on the start from turn 4, but I'm not sure if there's some kind of oil or some kind of slicks down there, but turn 2, man. That just seems to be in the middle of the booger for these guys. They're having so much troubles down there. So now, pace them back in and, well, just re-rack, refile, restack, and all that. So we still got a few folks we can talk with here. I believe we've talked with Finnegan earlier on. I believe we talked with Brock Hersey as well here. Don't know for sure. I think we'll just have to bring him in and see if we had a word with him earlier on. I don't think we did, so I'm gonna give myself the benefit of the doubt and have a word with him. Brock, you got a copy?
Got a copy, sir. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. I keep forgetting, man. Have we talked to you already today, man?
No, we have not yet.
Oh, all right. So let's get you on the show here then. Brock, right now, currently, you've been running pretty consistent. You were running in the back for a while, then you kind of fell back. Now, all of a sudden, from the outhouse to the White House, you're moving up into the 3rd round. What's going down there for you in that 48? What's with all of a sudden the big push here?
Well, off cycle with the leaders right now. I had a self-inflicted accident on turn 4, and then I got caught up in somebody else's mess about a few laps later. So it got me off cycle. I've been hiding around in the back and just trying to ride out these tires about another 20, 30 laps before I put the last hit on and make the push to the end.
I was about to say, I know the tires are definitely running low on the stocks there, and obviously there's guys out here that can't quite get the cars fixed up the way they want to, and some of them trying to get a patch job when they can, but really, has there been any damage there on that 48 the entire day besides maybe it looks like the right rear corner panel there, it looks like?
Yeah, like I said, lap 4, I got a little sideways and I collected it up, but I kind of jammed up the pack a little bit and I got some contact, and the 7 got me a few laps later pretty hard. So I've had some time on pit road for repairs, but she's running good, and we'll see what we can do here for the last 60 laps.
She definitely is holding up quite well, so won't keep her around much longer than that. But Brock, good luck out there, man, and maybe you can finish this one up in a pretty good spot tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Absolutely. Brock Hersey there, PBR Racing, taking the time to talk with us here. I didn't even realize we did not talk with him here tonight, so that is our fault. Our apologies. We'll bring him down and around. And we are still needing to finish this one out, guys. So on the restart, it looks like we'll have about 60 laps remaining on the go. Pace cars, pace truck I should say, we'll tell them to double file up. And they will do just that here. It's been a long, hard haul and a long, hard race here. Facing around out on turn 4, we're back underway. And they have got it back underway indeed here. Now running them through once more. Barrasso trying to keep away there from Finnegan. Finnegan's been running it pretty hard here. Finn Robinson joins us in right now saying, hey Chris, how's it going? Finn, how you doing, buddy? Carter Matt Casey saying, ouch from earlier. Oh, I think we need to even say more of an ouch because we got crashed on the front stretch. The leaders have crashed. Oh, no, no. Oh, man, I was turning my head for 1 minute. The next thing you know, all of a sudden, chaos and carnage ensues there. And unfortunately, that might have been the hardest one and the hardest pill to swallow here tonight. Oh, my. Frank Barrasso, oh boy, got caught up on that one. I don't even know where to begin with this one other than just take a look at the PTM Instant Replay and take a good long look at this one. Let's see here, they're coming out of turn 3 and 4. Let's see, Barrasso is loose, he gets loose off that. Bensonet's trying to avoid it. Unfortunately though, there wasn't any avoiding that on that end. Take another look at it from another angle here. Looks like Lanphier also had a little bit of trouble there. So this is where we're coming to a stop here. All of a sudden everyone's crashing in. Lanphier there, Fetty as well. And looks like that was kind of the major players there. So we'll go on board here with Fetty. We're going to see where exactly his trouble started there once he got into that wreck, into that mess. Take a look at it from another angle here. Here we go. See the smoke coming through. He's trying to figure out where everything's going wrong, and then he just gets tagged and smacked and bashed, and then car comes to a stop, and thankfully the nick of time, but damage has definitely been done, unfortunately. Well, now folks, that was not exactly what I think any of the drivers wanted to see happen or anything to come around like that, but happens from time to time around here. Unfortunately, that's just part of the deal with racing. Well, I think we've pretty much got everybody from the chat we have in with us tonight. Maybe missing like 1 or 2 in there, but I think that's everybody we got actually, so. Well, I think we have one more we haven't talked with here, so we'll go ahead and bring him in. I'll double check though to make sure we haven't talked to them just yet. I think you guys got a pretty idea who we're talking about here. And I don't think we brought him in yet, so we'll see how he's doing. Ryan Patty, you got a copy set?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey man, I don't think we've talked to you all day, have we?
I haven't talked to you.
All right. Well, why not? Let's go ahead and have a little talk down, shall we? Hey man, what on that restart and coming out of turn 4? What the heck happened there? Did you see in your end?
Yeah, it was a lot of smoke and I wasn't really sure. Yeah, I saw the 21 lose it, and I was hoping it wouldn't collect any other cars there, and I did tap him with the front end, so I hope I don't have too much damage up here. But it's kind of a shame that 21 was doing such a good job all day. I was looking forward to racing it out in the end there with him.
For sure there. I mean, it's one of the things about racing. It's so unpredictable, and you just can never be too sure of. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you still have a little bit of company beside you and some work to do here. So, what do you got in mind for these final laps?
It's going to come down to keeping the rear tires cool. So I know me and Justin are going to be going at it pretty hard here. Just got to make sure I don't push myself too hard and spin myself out.
For sure there. Well, we won't keep you around too much longer here as you get ready to get back in there. But it's great to have you on board here tonight. Good luck down there, buddy.
Thanks, bud. Let's.
I didn't mean to cut him off there. The producers are telling me that we had to get him back in there, so that was our fault. All right, pace him around one more time here. 10th caution of the night. We still have over 50 laps that need to be completed. Let's hit him back on in and run him through. Bissonette will have the start. He hits it off on the throttle and gets it in the end shot of turn 1. Patty will follow behind. And now the full throttle assault begins for, well, anybody that's got a tire or two left on those things. Running it through here now, Patty and Bissonette. Bissonette right now, man, look at this, back at it with each other, side by side, duel for the lead. My, oh my, oh my, folks, just absolutely laying into it, laying in thick. And Patty managing to make a move around him, but Bissonette, I know, will not be taking that too kindly. He'll remember that for later on. Patrick Acey there, man. You talked about earlier about just trying to get in the top 10. He's up in the top 5, up 14 spots right now. How about that? Man, just make his way around there. Michael Jennings there. The front end damage completely still tore apart on his end. The unfortunate issue is there, and with these guys that they have to deal with, is that there's a constant presence, a constant issue of the overall presentation and runs that will come through when they have damage on those cars. And in this case here, there are no fast repairs for these guys, so what they work with is what they've got out on the track. And yes, that is definitely one of the biggest limiting issues that really falls in line here, because you have times where you get into a wreck and all of a sudden you realize, even though it may not have been your fault necessarily, you got nothing you can do about it. But this is about as realistic as it gets here. This is about what it feels like to drive with the best of them. Latham Joyner there, number 3, moving through. Adam Ball, the 19, right in front of him. Ball trying to hammer it down, trying to stay in it, but Joyner throws one big shot right at him, throws a huge haymaker into the swing of things. Joyner has the advantage coming down the back straightaway here, moving through the field here. He's got the 06 of Justin Bissonette now in his sight and in his mind. Once up east of the eye, if you will. Taking that onboard view, you can just see how hard they are running their way through and trying to hammer it down here. Obviously, there's a lot going down with what they deal with and what they have to fire it with. And Nathan Finnegan, man, that number 6 University of Rhode Island, man, is he trying to put up a fight here, trying to get himself a little bit of a run. Robert Blue in there in the 15, even though he's got humongous damage on that front end, the front end hood gone and front fender completely destroyed. He's still fighting it, man. He's still giving it all she's got. He's not giving up anything to anybody just yet. He doesn't want to lose it, and he doesn't want to give up that spot. He knows it too. Question I have is, though, is will he be able to hold out what's going down? Matt Jester there in the 78, the Budweiser machine, moving his way through the field here, has a little bit of a run as well, kind of tempoing and pacing himself around. As a 10 of Stephen Tuck follows right in behind and right into that run. We'll go on board here with Matt and just show you how hard he's trying to hold the car on line, because that thing is just all over the place, unfortunately. This is what's going on right now with Jester. So there's a little damage on the left front and the right front there of the hood. You can see that kind of bent in area, which I gotta believe is probably not helping him steer it in any more than anything else. So generally what it means is when you got damage on the car there, or damage on a truck, that generally means that the aerodynamics are taking a little bit of a beating, and also it means that it hurts the condition of the car and truck all the way through. What will also hurt is basically just I believe it's the cooling units in there. So once that kind of stretches out and makes it even worse, it just kind of goes more and more that way. Joyner and Bissonette right now in their area play, in their area run right now, trying to hold them out, trying to place their way through. Bissonette had a strong car earlier on. Looks like he's just kind of laying back a little bit though, just kind of let the tires simmer down. He knows pit strategy is going to be key later, and using that last set of tires is going to be a big factor for him, and I think he knows it. So right now, Ryan Patty, with the distance he has had on the race leaders here, let's go ahead and take a look at his lap times here and just show you how far away these guys have been from him and where he's been able to hold out this entire time. You see here, Joyner has been catching him quite a ways here and caught him a little bit on taut. But unfortunately, though, it's not enough to get up there and pass him by just yet. Still has a good position to run there. We'll see what this lap shows here on lap 158. See the time zone differs out. Joyner slowing up a bit. Patty's starting to push a little harder out there. And take a lane like Bissonette. Yeah, and you can see right here, the green on the bottom represents time gained, or lost in this case for Bissonette. Gained is when he's got the orange there. And Adam Ball right now is trying to deliver the atom bomb at him. We'll see what happens. See how lap 159 looks. And no, actually, Bissonette got some ground on him that time. Got him some position in. Nathan Finnegan there in the 6th, trying to hang out, trying to hold on. The 25 of Chad Hellvig coming up ever so slightly and closer up in position. They will run down the runs, run down the courses, and hope they can stick with it. Michael Jennings, though, is up in the top 5, and hard to believe considering the damage on that front end, but I got a feeling he's got a little help from someone here tonight. May not be down on the track with him, but he's definitely looking down on him, that's for sure. The 25 of Chad Hellvig now right there with him. Finnegan side-by-side cornered off out of turn 2. And it looks like Finnegan wants to challenge for that top 5 and take away that position from him. Going to be very successful around that corner, around that position here. As you still got a heated battle. Talk about holding out, pushing away. The 16 actually still has a lot of momentum under that hood. He's not giving anything to him tonight, man. He's firing on all cylinders. He's fighting for everything he's got. Quite impressive and quite hard to say the least how he's been running. Man, Finnegan is not giving him any chances, but at the same time, man, oh no, trouble there. I was saying something. Unfortunately, bigger problems happen. Robert Bluen getting caused in that one, and the caution comes out. Bluen, Jennings tagged in. I think Hadlevig as well got into that one. And the 11th caution of the night comes out, and that one might have been the hardest one to deal with, I would say. See what happened here. Well, that little corner bump there, and then Jennings just kind of used Bluen as a little straightener, if you will. I don't think Bluen was expecting to be used like that, but sometimes it just works out that way. So. So now under caution once again here, and man, the Smoky Tires fight Lymphoma 200, man, this is definitely getting harder and harder as time progresses for these drivers to keep clear of a win and possibly even more. And I think they know it. So now, jump them into position and jump their way in. And we're going to see what shall happen next around here. Been a long broadcast here tonight, folks, but you got to do 2 of these in one go, and I think in total we've now done over 3+ hours here, not just from this one, but also if you include what happened there with Pedal to the Metal, that was over 1 hour and 15. This one now is approaching the 2-hour marker. So, I can say we are definitely been a busy crew here tonight. Obviously, the PTM crew was already over here when time came, but we had to run in pretty hard and run it quickly to get ready for this one. Obviously, New Hampshire is the first time we've ever shown this track up on the board here, and tomorrow night we do have one little special notice that she'll give you right now. We're going to let you know a little secret. Tomorrow we are bringing out for the very first time on PTM Racing TV, we're going to give you the 1987 Monte Carlo and Thunderbird series live here on the show. And it's at a track I don't think most people would have started with to run those things, but it's at Talladega Super Speedway. Yeah, you heard me. It is going to be a wild and crazy night. Let's just say that right now. We do not know how it's going to play out. We do not know what on earth is going to happen. We only know this. Those A7s are a pain to deal with on any kind of plate track, and, well, they're going to be even something more when all is said and done there. Alright, looks like we're double filing back up for the restart here. They will pace them down around once more. Set the early tone, set the pace back up. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a change up here up on the top spot here. Matt Jester is going to be in that second place on the restart. And I'm thinking this, I think he wants a piece of the pie, wants a piece of the action here. He started way back in 18th tonight. He's now moved into second. on this restart. Will that be the case here for the full run? We'll see. He's getting a little bit of a push, though. He's way off the pace, off the gear. And now all of a sudden, a complete change up of position. Ryan Patty up there with Bissonette there. Bissonette side by side there with Patty as they come across down in that turn 2. Not to be the Mr. Patty takes over the race lead now. He will move the chains on in. The 3 there, Latham Joyner right now going to work while the 06 of Justin Bissonette having his way as well, trying to hold it on down, trying to hold it in. A little bit of a little wobble, little scrubble, little stumble there, unfortunately for Joyner. He was trying to get up there with Adam Ball there and Patty, because right now Ball and Patty are going to go to work here for the race lead. Ball trying to get up there with Patty and make his pass on in, but well, even whatever troubles Joyner had earlier, it seems like he's not having them anymore. It seems like he's starting to tame it in, take it down a little bit of a notch or two. Trying to right the wrongs, trying to hammer it in, and Ryan Patty there in the 30. The D-Wall 30 machine still with it, still in it to position. Cornering around right now, Patty doing all he can, all he's got. Back in the pack right now, Hadelbig right there in the 25, having a little bit of company with Matthew Fleming right beside him here. Now obviously in front of him, Bissonette right there with it as well. He's trying to get a move in, a little groove. Fleming sees a little bit of an opportunity in that corner panel. If he can get the run off the turn 4, he'll get it. Yeah, he will have a little bit push there. The Beer Nuts number 8 is starting to move up a little. Last time we talked with him, he was in the top 3, I believe, at the very end of the race. I think that was back in Daytona, where he managed to finish a strong run there and strong finish. I think he's wanting to do pretty much the same here tonight. Last winding down, time starting to click away. We're down to the final 25 laps of this one. Past the 2-hour marker now, and oh boy, has it been a race and a half here. That's all I could say. It's been a day at the business here, man. There's a job. We had 2 broadcasts. I think this whole week, I think we've had like, what, when did we start? Wednesday? I think Wednesday night. No, it was Tuesday night. Yeah, it was Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday night. We had a double broadcast there. And that's how confused I am. I can't remember how long we had these. We had started from Wednesday night to tonight. We had double headers for each night. They ranged from 2 hours for both of them to over 3 to 4 hours for all of them in that setting. And that's honestly, the voice is kind of shot. Thankfully, we only have one tomorrow night, but it's been a long, hard week and a hard road here. And, you know, I'm glad to give these guys give them a good show and hopefully come out here and see if they're having some fun out there, and I hope you guys are still enjoying this. I know I haven't been very talkative these last couple laps. I'm trying to save the voice for the finish because I got a feeling something might happen here later. We get the onboard blimp cam here right now as we see our drivers paced in, and when we come back we will see how it all ends. We're going to cut to one last commercial break, but when we return we're going to see the end of this one in its entirety. Do not go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Tonight's race here tonight for the Fight Lymphoma 200 in honor of Mr. Mike Jennings has been brought to you in part by Ram Designs. And speaking of Ram Designs right now, I think some of them actually were done up by those guys over at Ram Designs. And some pretty sweet looking rides out there to say the least here. Field pacing in right now, still trying to pull off whatever they can, try to get some last minute runs or positions in. It's been a wild night, all night long. We've seen the big one earlier on in that front stretch that took out the leaders. We've seen the minor wrecks and little dings or two from other ends of the spectrum for the drivers. I think there hasn't been anybody we haven't seen on the show or haven't talked about to a little bit or extent or showcased a little of their racing. And especially with some others, oh no, out of turn 2, whoa. Michael Jennings completely hammered in there. Out of turn 2 and big troubles for him. He is completely out of control and lost all his momentum there. Well, we lost him on the replay there. We're going to have to go to the PTM Instant Replay and take a look at that one. Jennings, man, just got completely hammered in there. Holy smokes. I can try to get a look at that one here and see if we can see from the angle here what happened. Looks like we got the replay now on full view. Let's see what happened here. Man, he was running so well earlier. I think those tires might have finally just gave out on him, and I think he knows it. Came off that spot, hammered in, and Lampford unfortunately just completely took out on that end. And unfortunately kind of sets the pace back in. Tough break there for him. Obviously Jennings now obviously he was just trying to fight so hard, I think it just might have pressure might have got to him a little bit too much, and I think it just finally took his toll on him. Ryan Patty right now, one of the only guys that's still out on the track and left alone. He's currently a race leader, fighting all he's got for these final 20 laps. Back to the lap times we go here. We'll see how Adam Ball here and him are taking it in. 18 for go. No more room for errors here. Patty knows if he makes one mistake, Ball catches him, he can very well lose his lead and very well lose this race. Adam Ball right now, well, let's just say he doesn't really have to worry about much. He just needs to stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of the trouble there and make sure Joyner doesn't catch up to him. Been a tremendous show to say the least here. There's been a great crowd on hand. Obviously, we talk about you guys here on the show. We love seeing you guys, love seeing those faces, love seeing everyone that tunes in. Again, if you haven't already, like and follow us up here on Facebook. If you're on the YouTube ends, go ahead and like and subscribe here as well if you'd like. Catch all our action, catch all our times here. We do appreciate you having on board here, and hopefully we can give you guys some more good races and good runs here in the near future. Turn 4 here, Stephen Tuck in the 10. Trying to get the Old Eagle 1, number 10, in position here as the 8. Him and Matt Fleming, man, just, oh my goodness. This is what happens on that later half of the run. They just continue to hard in and try to hold on for dear life. Got completely hit in there, completely hot on spot. And I think that deserves a little whoopsie kind of moment right there, because that was a little bit of a love tap or two. I don't think he minded too much, but seems to be okay. Car seems to be holding up just fine. The roof, the front end hood on that completely gone for Brock Hersey here. Hersey, we're gonna go on board here with him. If you're always wondering what it looks like when you don't have a hood on the car, well, how do you know? Well, that's how it looks like. Basically, you can't even see anything on that front end anymore. It's just gone. Well, then you see it look like you're possibly driving without a front entirely. That 48 has just had a long, hard night on his end as well. Been fighting good and driving hard, but unfortunately, I think he knew it was just there was nothing he can do about that timing and placement, how it's played out here. Now lap traffic going to be a little bit of a factor here as the 20 there of Barrasso, 21 of Barrasso, who was racing the lead earlier, got up in that little collision course and a little wreck he had out of turn 4, completely losing it in the turn for the hard race run. You see right there the 78 though. Matt Jester currently falling a lap down now to the Ryan Patty camp. Patty almost a second and 8 ahead of Adam Ball here, and just I don't even know how else to say it. There's so many things I can say, but I think I'm running out of adjectives and things to really use in pronunciation. All it is at the end of the day is they're just completely pushing forward and moving their lines in and just hoping everything sticks later. That's the best way to put it around here. And Bissonette knows all about that. That car just has nothing left, I don't think. He's trying to hold on for dear life. Adelvig's doing the same here, trying up and away, moving it up forward to the corner, into the run, found a 4th, and down, send a row. Adelvig right now, the hard charger, second only to Ryan Patty, who is up 21 spots, and that's kind of hard to beat when there's only 23 drivers out on the track. Chad Adelvig has got 16 spots entirely. Justin Bissonette, he has 6-8 for Latham Joiners in third. And the only guy right now besides the guys in the top 10 that are really in their spots they started at, that would be Adam Ball, the 19. Currently started second at the moment. 10 laps remaining. It has been a grueling race, to put it nicely for them, and I know these drivers are ready to just finish this one out and hope for the best, but man, you're going to talk about an enduro. This has been the ultimate of enduros, especially for a driver of Ryan Patty here. You know, he said, we were talking about it earlier, and he is right now the guy that's in second place in points, only because of that missed race tonight. That can change easily on him and open the doors up to a whole lot of things. And I will say this as well here, folks, this won't be the last time you see these guys out here. We have another race with them here in March coming on the 28th. It'll be at Darlington Raceway, so be sure to catch that when the time comes. You aren't going to want to miss it. The next time we'll see them after that, though, won't be till about, well, it'll be a little later on here. It will be back in June, it looks like. Or no? Yeah, actually it will be in June. It'll be at Hampshire Speedway. That'll be the next time we see them. And it'll be June 27th. That'll be their final one, I believe. And then June 6th is the Indianapolis race there. So that'll be the time to catch us here around. And also, just as I mentioned before here, I will let you guys know again that if you don't see the photos of the cars and all the stars in the cars and all that later on here, do not worry. After the race, we will have that done for you tomorrow night. Like I said, right now, we got to get out of here into the shadow realm. As soon as we get done here, we've got some business to take care of. But these drivers have some even more business to take care of, which is finishing this one out with 7 laps remaining. Finnegan right now back up into the 8th spot here. Hadelvig just waiting for an opening there to get from Stephen Tuck. Tuck right now. That Eagle 110, man, he's been fighting all day. I'm surprised he's been able to hold on as long as he has. He's not giving anything up out there. Oh, missing that little bobble there out of the corner of turn 4. Well, I'm not sure if that was a bobble or maybe he was actually trying to corner it off that area. That's hard to say, but man, it seems to be working for him. Seems to be doing him okay. Moving it through here down turn 2, and now it is starting to just look more and more like it's going to be the Tuck and Hadelvig show. Unless Bissonette makes a mistake, which he did there. Corner off. I don't know. Bissonette's going to try to pull it a little closer in there. Not going to rub his racing. No, they don't want to trade the paint. He says, sir, that is a nice paint job you have there. I do not want to ruin it just yet. As they've worn it down here, I think Tuck is like, well, forget about that then, because I don't care. I've already got to ruin that. You see the damage on this thing? 5 laps to go. Well, I mean, Ryan Patty currently is pretty much in the driver's seat to win this one. But there is still a battle for third here. The top 3 will talk with us at the end of the race. We're not changing that up at all. 06 there of Justin Bissonette there trying to stay in it, while the 6 and Nathan Finnegan's just trying to get his lap back and maybe a little time back from earlier. Chad Hadlevig in the 25 firing away on all cylinders there. The 8 of Matthew Fleming right there with folks, I think the Glitchcraft for Gremlins just finally found us around here. And I cannot believe it. We literally just caught the last bit of that race, and now it completely just froze up on us. We're trying to hurry up and get back in it, but I don't know if we're going to get time here. We're trying to find it. We're trying to get in there. But as you can see, that unfortunately, that queue is like the death note for us. And there it is. We just closed the channel out. All right, we're going to try to get out of here quickly and get back in here real quick. We should have time. Hopefully, we can finish this race out. Come on now.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's
Alright folks, so here's the dilemma right now. We just got it back up and running now. We're currently loading into this. Hopefully we can catch the last lap here. I don't know if we're going to have time to catch it. Currently we're just waiting for this thing to load back in. Again, I do apologize for that. I was not expecting all of a sudden for the internet to go completely out again. We're going to have a technician, as we said a while back on Tuesday, coming out to fix this and hopefully solve the problem. But again, we do apologize for that. We weren't expecting this whatsoever, and especially on the last lap there. Hopefully we can get it back in here quickly. We're trying to hurry. But yeah, I was not expecting that of all things. That was definitely not what we were wanting around here. So we do apologize if we missed that last lap. We will talk to the top 3 here. There's some good racing coming to that wire at the end here. So that's just fortunately there's nothing we can do though. That is frustrating, man. That is aggravating. And it looks like, unfortunately, we might have just missed the end of it. So we'll try to catch who all won in there and go from there. But unfortunately, I think we've missed the end of it. So we're trying to hurry. We're trying to get in there as quick as possible. But like I said, guys, there's only so much we can do here in the show. And unfortunately, with these internet glitch graphic gremlins, they just never seem to leave us alone. So I do apologize that we missed that ending there. But we will still get this finished out. We're not done with this one. If we have to, I would suggest if they have to, they can go ahead and bring us back the replay and all that. We'll take care of that. So. Alright, so race has completed here up on the show, unfortunately, and like we said, we just ran out of time, unfortunately, to catch all the guys out there. So, looks like final results came in. Yep, Ryan Patty wins this one. Adam Ball gets second. Third goes to Justin Bissonette. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the full results here on our end. See if we can take a look here. Popping up now. There it is right now. We have the results all in perspective. So, this is how it all plays out. Ryan Patty wins this one. Second goes to Adam Ball. Third to Justin Bissonette. Fourth to Stephen Tuck. Fifth to Chad Hadlevig. 6th to Matthew Fleming, 7th to Paul Ferdinandi, 8th to Nathan Finnegan, 9th to Michael Lanfear, 10th to Brock Hersey, 11th to Matt Jester, 12th to Frank Barrasso, 13th to Latham Joyner, 14th to Michael Jennings, 15th to Kevin Fetty, 16th to Robert Bluen, 17th to Patrick Hasty, 18th to Reese Kelva there. And then the final positions here will be Derek Daly in 19th, 20th to Brian Toole, 21st to Brian White, 22nd to Ryan Williams, And the man of the hour, or the man that is going to take this one home, the Lymphoma 200 race winner. There he is now on your screen there. Ryan Patty takes this one home and wins it all here. And I'm glad we at least caught that part of it. But, man, that's aggravating. I deeply apologize, folks. I was not expecting that. Alright, so still have a show to finish out, guys. Let's get this finished up. Top 3 are waiting to go. So now we need to give the people what they want. Let's finish this one out. The comment section's right. Let's go ahead and finish this out right now. So here it is. It's going to be Justin Bissonette that we'll be talking right now here. Right here up. Let's start with him. We're going to get him down now in the channel. He now joins me in here. And Justin, congratulations on a 3rd place finish here tonight. Man, what a long, hard haul that was for you and the team. And managing to pull away with that one, how does it feel here to be in the 3rd top 30 here tonight?
I'll take it. We had a little bit of a pit strategy at the end. I actually had a full set of fresh tires sitting in the pit box for us, hoping for a late caution. Didn't get it, but I'll take it. Good win for Ryan and a strong performance overall for the Collar City Racing team.
Definitely there, man. At the end of the day, long, hard haul and long, hard run coming in 3rd. Who do you want to thank you for this one?
Definitely everyone on the CCR team, also Mike and the rest of the admin team here, for everyone who puts in their those long hours and the effort at nights to make this league happen. And I look forward to seeing you guys for the next broadcast as well.
For sure there, Justin. It's great to have you back here on the show and back you with us. Congratulations on that 3rd place finish here tonight, my man.
Thank you, sir. Have a good...
Again, someone needs to stop cutting that mic off on there. Producers, you need to stop doing that down there. Justin Bissonette takes home 3rd, and sorry for cutting you off there, man. I do apologize. I didn't mean to run that one in again. All right, here we go. Let's talk with our 2nd place finisher here tonight, Adam Ball in the 19. And Adam, oh boy, he was putting up a fight to the end there at Patty, but it just didn't quite have enough run. Well, what went down on those final laps, sir?
Yeah, I was trying to get him. Then I got a little loose in lap traffic and kind of got slowed down a bit. By that point, I was just trying to maintain and not wreck myself. The only way I was going to catch him is if he spun on his own, and that's not going to happen. So I'll take what I get, and we'll go on.
For sure there. I mean, still a long, hard haul and long, hard runs here. There's nothing to sneeze at for a 2nd place finish. And going into the next one, I got to believe you're going to feel a little more comfortable out here. So I got to ask, man, who do you want to thank you for this one?
Just thank for my wife for letting me race like this.
I think she's pretty proud of you for this one, man. This was a crazy night and a crazy race, but hey, at the end of the day, it all worked out. Congratulations there on your 2nd place finish here tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Adam Ball there in the 19, your 2nd place finisher here tonight, as we now take it down to the 1st place finisher, the man of the hour. It's the Lymphoma 200 wearer, Ryan Patty, as he now joins me down here over in victory lane. And Ryan, I gotta believe this one meant a whole lot to you there, my man.
Oh hell yeah, that was a fun race. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of comers and goers. I had a blast.
Definitely there. I mean, what was the biggest thing you saw that I don't think anyone else really could figure out how to catch up with? Because it seemed like you just had this one dialed in.
I mean, it always comes down to patience, especially at a track like this where you're trying not to burn up the rear tires. It's so tempting. You get that rabbit out in front of you. You want to pass that next car, but you got to be patient. You can't hit the gas too heavy coming off the turns, or you're just going to melt the rear tires. But yeah, I mean, I thought the car held up great. I've been coming to New Hampshire since I was a little kid. First track I ever came to because I live in New England, so I was real happy to get the win here tonight.
For sure there. Anything you got really to say to your friends and family here tonight with this finish here?
Well, we're all out here because Mike lost his dad, Mike Jennings, of course, the Lymphoma 200. So I dedicate this to him and his family. I know what he's going through. I lost my mom a few years ago myself, and it's a real tough time. So this is for them and anybody else out there fighting lymphoma. Hopefully get some awareness to it, and we'll find a cure for this thing someday.
For sure there, Ryan. Well, nevertheless, I think this is definitely going to push it one step closer to figuring out the cure and finding it there. So, Ryan, thanks again for tuning in, man. What a great race, and congratulations on the victory here for the Lymphoma 200.
Appreciate it. We'll see you again in a few weeks.
Very good, man. See you later. Take it easy down there. Ryan Patty there in the 30, finishing out here tonight here. But I think before we go, we need to say one last little thing, and that's talk with the man of the hour once again here, Michael Jennings in the 16. And Michael, obviously, you know, it's been a long, hard night and a long, hard haul for you and your team and everybody. But I think honestly, it was just right to end the night off with you tonight. So.
Hey man, I really appreciate that. Yeah, unfortunately, our team we ended up losing the car there right in the last few laps. We just we fought really hard, but it was a good run. And yeah, I just want to thank again everybody for coming out. It was an awesome showing. I know we raised a good amount of money throughout the last few weeks, about almost $1,000 total to the Lymphoma Research Foundation. So I'm really really thankful for that, and I'm thankful for everybody for contributing and putting their mark on this. You know, it was really cool. Like I said, to just see my dad's name on all those cars, the green ribbon on all those cars, and it means a lot to see people from across the world. You know, you bond over one thing, and that's just racing, and you know, they come together and support you on this. So
For sure there, man. I mean, at the end of the day, before we close out this night, I know I've said a kind of few prayers silently here from the show here tonight for you and your dad and your family and all that. But I mean, at the end of the day, the race has come to an end, but obviously the memories will always be there for you and your family. So anything final words you got to say here tonight for the friends and family here in the show?
you know, everybody just keep faith. You know, I had a beautiful last day with my dad. You know, it was truly remarkable. Those last conversations, the things that I got to witness and experience, and the things, you know, it's just what we talked about. You know, I said, Dad, you're always going to be there with me. You know that? And he said, yeah. And we're talking about a man that really didn't talk much his last few days here. And it was amazing. He comprehended it all. Sorry, the pups here. Hearing me talk.
Good.
But yeah, it was truly a miracle. You know, it really was.
For sure there, man.
So keep faith, everybody. And you know, like I said, hug the loved ones tonight for me. And yeah, just keep the faith.
For sure there. I mean, we always will have faith, and we always will believe in ourselves, and we will definitely be staying with you at the end of the day here.
Appreciate it, everybody. And thanks, Chris, for working through that.
That's all right. That's all good, brother. Take it easy down there, and you guys be safe out there tonight, all right?
Yeah, you as well.
Absolutely. Michael Jennings, ladies and gentlemen, in the 16. Obviously running in honor of his dad tonight. Trying to do for the Fight Lymphoma 200. This was a very special race for all of them. Thank you again to everyone that tuned in, stuck with me to the end. Might not have as many photos I think we were hoping for, but I'll try to get you a few in and try to show you guys what we can get. But unfortunately, because we lost the stream completely and we lost all our data there, there ain't much else I can do. So I'm going to have to just work with what we got. But yeah, I think it's more than that. I think this race meant a lot more to folks than I think anybody realizes here, and tonight was definitely that. So thank you again to everybody that tuned in for the show. Thank you again to Ram Designs for helping out these guys and keeping the spirit alive. And thank you all at home for watching and tuning in. I'll see you guys next time here on PTM Racing TV.